Welcome to the Feeding Our Young podcast. Have you ever heard the phrase, nurses eat their young? Feeding Our Young is more than a podcast, it's a movement. It's a desire to see new nurses of all ages be supported and uplifted by their peers. And it starts with me. It starts with you. So join host Eric Miller, registered nurse of nearly 20 years and adjunct clinical instructor, and today's honored guest, me, Julia Huntley, and be ready to have your life uplifted so you can, in turn, uplift others. Welcome to the Feeding Our Young podcast.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Feeding Our Young podcast. Bless you. Gesundheit. These are words that we say to one another typically when we sneeze, right? I don't know why. Who started that tradition? I don't care. The reason why I bring that up is because the last 2-3 weeks here in our area have been brutal for allergies. Not just for me, but my patients have said so. And today's honored guest also is like, I'm a little nasally. It's allergies. And so anyway, if she sounds a little odd, that's why. Or it's because she sounds a little odd in real life. Who knows? We all sound a little odd. So, no, I'm excited and honored for you to meet this next honored guest, the one, the only Julia. Julia, good afternoon. How are you, my friend?
Hello, good afternoon. I'm doing well, other than just feeling the pollen and the cottonwood in the air.
Which is brutal. For me, it's birch and alder. So there you are, everybody. If anybody wants to kill me, just, get some birch pollen and shove it up my nose, I guess. I don't know. Or strap me to a horse and send me on my way. A horse will kill me. So that's fun. Anyway, since we're on the subject of allergies, Julia, what is your recommended allergy medication of choice?
I take Claritin non-drowsy because the drowsy stuff really knocks me down, but the non-drowsy Claritin and the Flonase. The Flonase works wonders.
Lifesaver.
Yes.
I'll tell you all right now, I really like the Allegra D. I've tried Allegra, I've tried Zyrtec, I've tried Claritin. None of the, for the seasonal allergies during the month or so that it's the worst. And none of it touches it. So I have to do the Allegra D, which is drowsy. I think that's what the D stands for.
Yes.
Allegra, knock you on your... Anyway. And I hate taking it. I take it as an absolute last resort. Another fun story about allergies is that allergy season is never fun when you're a nurse, even though when you get in the hospital, finally, things are filtered and whatever. Yeah. But when I was in Peds-Onc, that was the worst place to have allergies. Because you go in and I'm like, hi, I'm Eric. I'm going to be your nurse today, and I promise you I've got nothing that I'm sharing with your child with no immune system. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I've literally had shifts where I've shoved tissue up my nose, mask over the face. It's embarrassing. But it is what it is. You got to survive, right?
Yeah. Just a crazy trick my mom used to do to get me to stop sniffling. Yeah. I don't recommend this because it hurts and it makes your face numb, but she would take Vicks VapoRub on a Q-tip and stick it up my nose. And
nope.
Horrible.
Had that on my chest as a kid, not in my nose. No, thank you.
Worked really well, but oh my gosh, my head would be on fire for 6 hours.
OMG. Well, here you are, everybody. We're 3 minutes in. This is the very special allergy episode of Feeding Our Young. That's all we're going to talk about today. Just kidding. So enough about allergies, Julia. How about we find out who you are? Your full name, ma'am, and are you a student nurse? Did you graduate? What degrees do you hold, if any, and when do you get them?
Yeah, exactly. My name is Julia Huntley. I just graduated from nursing school 2 weeks ago.
Let's go!
I'm so excited. So I take my NCLEX here in a couple weeks, and I'm going to be a BSN registered nurse. So I have my bachelor's degree in nursing, and before that I held an associate's in biology at SCC.
Very, very cool. Congratulations. Before we ask the typical opening questions, how does that feel to say that you just graduated?
Oh my gosh. It's the best feeling ever. I will say, nursing school was so informative and it was really great, and I
Hmm.
loved my classmates and my teachers, but I'm just so thankful to be like, wow, I don't have to like study as much anymore, and I don't have to like fret about test scores and clinicals. Now I just have to worry about, my NCLEX and getting ready for work, and that's nice. I don't think I've been this like not stressed in years.
Putting it in the rear view mirror is
Yes.
absolutely like all the things you said, right? It's an
Yeah.
amazing experience. It's challenging, blah, blah, blah. But let's put it in the rear view mirror and get focused on our life. So,
Yes.
awesome. So, where is home for you, Julia?
I grew up in Spokane, Washington, where I ended up going
Yay!
to school. Yay. I love it here.
Awesome. So, I guess that begs the question: are you planning on going elsewhere, or are you sticking in town?
Yeah, I mean, I plan on staying here for a little while, starting my career off as a nurse. My family's here mostly too, so it's kind of more, it's a central location for me. But in the event that a partner along the line comes around, or I end up getting an offer somewhere amazing, or I just feel like it, I might go somewhere else. But for right now, I'm gonna be sticking around here.
Awesome. Well, Spokane is better off for it. I can tell you that right now. What are the three words you chose to describe nursing school being a fresh graduate?
Oh, yes. So, my first word is important. My second word is long. And my third word is also short. Yes.
My mind is blown away. Simple things amuse simple people, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, that's fantastic. We'll find out why you have both long and short in here. And again, everybody, I throw those forms out. Julia hasn't filled one out. I get to learn about her alongside y'all. So these are kind of fun sessions for me because I may not know where I'm going, and we may go all over the map in our discussions, but I get to learn alongside you what amazingness Julia has in store. So then, one of my favorite questions to torment people with: what are three of your favorite songs in life right now?
So, my absolute favorite song, and this might be a little controversial because of who sings it, but is I Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis Presley. That is my favorite song ever. Every time I hear it, I just want to get up and dance with the closest person next to me.
Oh,
And my second favorite is Cowboy Take Me Away by the Chicks. My
okay.
grandma used to sing that song to me, and that was always really
Oh,
fun. And then I think this is insane, but my my favorite song right now is Kiss Kiss by T-Pain, because my sister and I sing it in the car all the time. And it's
oh.
fun. It's like it's a crazy song, and you're just like, yeah, might as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kiss Kiss by T-Pain. All right, well, I'm going to be checking that one out because I definitely have not heard that. And now I get to picture you two singing it in your car, and this will be fantastic. No, and on another side note, like you just made me think of two things. And that is that one of the songs that brought up for me that I haven't thought of in a very, very, very long time, your middle choice anyway,
Mhm.
was Mama, Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys,
Yes.
as sung by Alvin and the Chipmunks. And so, because we had that LP. Yes, LP, a record. I'm not that old, but my mom had a record player, so that's what she got us. And I remember playing that album on repeat, and that song was on there. But Elvis Presley, oh
Excellent.
dear goodness gracious, I will still respect you.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. How do you
I mean,
knock one of the greatest of all time?
right.
I don't care for his music. And my mom told me that she went to a concert, an Elvis concert, when she was pregnant with me. And she goes,
Excellent.
"Oh, you were just kicking around. I knew you loved it, and I knew I probably was trying to get out of there. That's my guess."
Like I was actually trying to exit the building.
I was like, "Mom, let's go. What is this nonsense?" So
Funny.
anyway, I don't know if there was some traumatic in utero stuff there with Elvis.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, enough about all that fun stuff. Let's get to know you a little bit better. The leading off question that I want to ask you, especially now that you're a new graduate,
Hmm.
would be: what are some of your hobbies, the things you love to do when you're not all consumed with nursing school, and ergo, the hobbies you're now going to get to do again now that
Yes.
your life has been returned to you?
Exactly. So this has always been like a hard question for me because I do have a few hobbies. I love to crochet. My grandma taught me to crochet when I was 6 years old, and I've been just obsessed with it ever since. And it was one of the hobbies that I could keep during nursing school because I could sit
Yep.
and study and crochet at the same time.
Yes.
One of my other favorite things to do is read, but that's something I did not do hardly at all in college because I was so consumed with studying and I'd be reading textbooks all day and I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done reading for like the next month.
No
So
more
I did,
words. Not with my
right.
eyes. No.
Yeah, I didn't get to do a lot of that kind of stuff, but um the reason this question is so hard for me is because I, for the longest time, was all consumed with school and sports and everything like that. So I didn't really get to discover
Mm.
a lot of the things that I like to do until I became an adult and I was like, well, I have a little bit more time on my hands. So I really love driving. It's insane, and with gas prices right now, it's not something that happens very often,
Not
but
the
I
cheapest
love.
hobby.
Yes, I love going around and driving. Like if we're gonna go on a road trip, I'll drive the whole time. Or like I'll be with my family and friends and I'll be like, "Oh, I'll drive." Like I'll or let you want to go on a drive and listen to some music. So that's always fun for me. I really like Dungeons and Dragons. That's something new that I discovered with my roommate, Kenzie. She was like, I'm gonna get you to play Dungeons and Dragons. I'm like, no, you're not. And then, like, 2 months ago, I was like, all right, I'm gonna play Dungeons and Dragons.
No, 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 no. Hold on, hold on. Now we got to go a deep dive here because how do you
Yes.
go from no thank you to like, did she just wear you down or was there some influence where
So,
you're like, no, now I have to try this?
what it was is my sister and my roommate, they do the same, like, campaign group together. So they do their own group and they'd come home talking about it. I'd be like, oh, interesting, listening and paying attention because I want to be kind and all this stuff. But then I'm like, oh, this actually sounds kind of fun. But
Yeah.
then I started, like, going with them to watch. Every once in a while, I'd go like once a month and be like, oh, listening and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, this is actually really fun. And then finally one day they were like, do you want to join us for what they call a one shot? It's like a one off, like fighting scene kind of thing.
Something that
Um,
doesn't like a campaign that continues or something
yeah,
like
it's just
yeah,
like a
okay.
one night thing. And I was like,
Yeah.
sure, why not? So I do this and I'm like, oh man, this is awesome. I'm like, oh crap. So finally,
Ah.
they invited me one day, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, like I'll make a character and I'll join you guys. And it was like really close to graduation, and now I'm like, oh, you know what? Now I have time, so I'll do it for sure.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know then if you knew previous honored guest Runer Camp. Do you? I don't know. Oh no, I don't think you would have known him because you guys went to different schools. There
Yes.
goes the brain like putting that together. You'll have to go back and listen to his episodes
Yeah.
because he talks about his love of D&D, and in his second episode, his intro was the D&D intro. So, or
I
he
love
like
it.
D&D'd it up like in a nursing scenario, and
Oh,
even like with the
excellent.
dice in the background and everything. It was really fun.
That's hilarious. I
So
love
check him
that
out.
so much.
Okay, but we're not talking about Runer today. We're talking about
Mhm.
Julia. And so I kind of want to like one other fluff question before we dive into the realms of nursing here. And that
Yeah.
is you've already talked about your sister. Tell us about your family, whatever you want to share about your family. And that may or may not include some fur babies based on what I'm seeing in the background.
Yeah, yes. So, starting off with my human family, I grew up in Spokane. My mom and dad got married 26 years ago, and
Oh, ancient. Oh
I
my
know,
gosh.
oh my gosh, we're going pretty strong there. And
Yeah.
then they had me and my sister. My sister, she's just a little bit younger than me. She's actually turning 20 in like 5 days, and I'm like, oh my God, no. But she's just a little bit younger than me, and our families are they're kind of scattered throughout the state. My grandparents on my mom's side live in Walla Walla. My grandparents on my dad's side live in Medellin Falls, which is like 13 miles from the Canadian border.
Hold on. Your grandparents live in Medellin Falls.
Yeah.
Interesting. My wife's mom and her husband live in Medellin Falls.
That's so amazing.
Well, Medellin. I think Medellin proper.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
which is, for
It's
everyone who
all the
knows.
same.
Yeah, it's
all
basically
like,
the same.
I own Medellin Falls. It's all like one clumped together.
That's crazy. What a small world. Anyway, continue.
And my grandma, before she, who lived in Medellin Falls before she passed away about 6 years ago now, she was a nurse for a long time.
Oh,
And
wow.
her mom was a nurse for a long, long time. And something crazy, I work at Sacred Heart Medical Center, and my grandma and my great grandma, before, nursing school became like a degree of sorts, they did their schooling at Sacred Heart Medical Center.
Wow.
Yes, so they would go to school, they'd walk from their hotel to school every day and learn how to be nurses. And my great grandmother, she was the hospital administrator in Medellin Falls before it shut
Oh
down.
my gosh.
Yes. So I have a lot of like nursing lineage to live up to, and I'm so happy to do so.
Oh, and it's in your blood, sister. That's
is,
amazing. I did not know
yes.
this about you. This is fantastic. Continue. Sorry.
And so I have an aunt who's now a doctor of nursing practice. She just got her degree like a year and a half ago. And I have a cousin who's a lactation specialist nurse. She does amazing work. I know, right? I have so many
Wow.
nurses in my family, but the rest of my family are either teachers or engineers. So they all, like all of them, are incredibly smart people. I come from a line of like incredibly intelligent and helpful people, and I'm so proud to be part of that.
Oh, and it is very evident in your life, having the few, the little bit I've gotten to know you, that is definitely evident that way. So how about your furry babies?
Okay, so I have 2 dogs that live with my parents because they're like farm dogs and they cannot live with me in an apartment. I have a turning 15-year-old beagle. Love that girl. She's old and blind and she can't hear very well, but she can still smell and she eats a ton still and she's still very active, so I'm like, whatever, she's fine. And then my sister's dog, who is also my dog, his name is Tank. He is a Corgi Yorkie mix. He's a very funny looking dog and with a very loud personality, and it's interesting to be around him. Oh yeah, he's like long-bodied and wire-haired. It's incredibly ridiculous. A Corgi, that's what they call it.
A Corgi, love it.
Yes. And then I have a cat now. I just got him a couple weeks ago. His name is Zuko. He's so sweet. I love him more than anything. He is adorable. And it was like meant to be because we showed up to the shelter, Scraps, and we were like, we don't want a kitten. We want an adult because we don't have time for a kitten and all this stuff. And they're like, oh, well, we have Zuko. And my sister started petting him and he like rolled over and was like loving up on both of us. And we're like, oh my God, he's so sweet. And he was neutered and chipped and everything. And I'm like, dang, this cat is perfect. And we take him home and we're, trying to be good pet owners and slowly introducing him to places. And he's like, no, I want to see everything right now. So he's like clawing at the door to get into my room and my sister's room. And he's like looking at the cabinets and stuff. I'm like, dang, he is at home already. He's just an angel. Like he'll sit on my lap and just lay with me for hours, and he doesn't bite or hiss or scratch or anything. He's so good.
Oh, and is there any coincidence that you got him 2 weeks ago? I mean, I'm assuming this is partially now because, hey, either a graduation gift or I now have time to take care of you.
Yes, that was part of the whole reasoning. My sister and I, for the longest time, were like, we want to get a cat because we never had cats growing up and we love them and all that stuff. So we're like, well, let's just wait until I graduate. And then we were just looking. We literally were like, we're not going to get a cat. We're not going to get a cat. And then we show up and my sister's like, we have to get this cat. I'm like,
if I had $1 for every time we went to the, you know what I mean?
Shelter.
We're not going to get a cat. We're just looking. Yes. Or attempts at doing so. Yeah, I probably could retire early. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. So, well, wonderful. Let's just talk nursing, because you've graduated. You can take care of this lovely, lovely kitty. You can do all the things, but right now, and let's dial it all the way back, because this might be the stupidest question in the history of this podcast, if not the most obvious at the very least, but why nursing for you, Julia?
Well, it started off when I was like 9. And I always considered myself very, very lucky in that I've known what I wanted to do for a very long time. I loved gross stuff. I My family, we grew up butchering cows, hunting deer, doing all the things, processing our own meats, all that kind of stuff. So I was
Wow.
totally into like, get me into that gut pile, let me skin this cow, all these kinds of things, which you don't do to humans, but like it gives you an interest in the sort of things. And I always
Yeah.
was interested in like, how does this work? How does this work? And as I got older, I was very much like, I want to be a women's health nurse. Like, this seems really awesome. I want to know more about the human body, all these things. And then when I turned 18, I was really scared because I was like, well, I don't know if I'm going to like it as much because I do have to be like a human being with these people. Like, I can't just, I have to be social. Like, I can't just be like, oh, you're a cow that I've gutted. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
started working in a nursing home to be like, okay, well, if I don't like it, then I can switch now because I'm just out of high school. I can switch now if it's not what I want to do. And I fell in love. Like, I loved it more
Hmm.
than anything. I have, over the last few years, definitely developed less of a, like, interest in the human body. I'm still cool with it. Love it. I think it's amazing and fascinating what it can do and all the things
Yeah.
that, can function with it. But I am so much more interested in loving my patients and getting to know them. And now that I've done so, I'm like, yeah, I want to be a nurse because I want to love my patients, which is kind of a naive like mentality from what I've heard, but I don't care. I love it.
Well, and naive or not, who cares? Like, it's your heart. That is what,
hmm
you know what I mean? I don't think there's any naivety about it. I think if anything, it's not naivety up front, it's guarding against cynicism on the back end, right? Like,
Yes,
that's I think, the main issue
that's
we're dealing with
yeah,
there. Yeah.
for sure.
No, that's amazing. So you decide nursing in how far like again about how old are you when you're like, yeah, this is definitely what I'm doing.
Yeah, I was like 11. I was like, yeah, I want to be a nurse. And I told everyone from
Dialed
the time
in.
I was 11 years old until now, basically, I'm going to be a baby nurse. Like, I'm going to help deliver babies and all this stuff. And I still want to do that, but like, it's going to be a minute before I get there.
See, I got a few things I got to cross off the
Yeah.
list first, namely getting through middle school and high school, and no,
Literally.
that's awesome. So then, talk to us about nursing school. You get to nursing school, I guess. I mean, you're a local girl, so that would explain maybe why you chose where to go. Were there other options? Why stay in town?
Yeah. So my biggest thing was I had actually my first year of college gone away to school. I went to Eastern Oregon University, go Mounties. Um, but I went away to school and I was like, man, this sucks. I didn't like being away from home. And not because I didn't like want to be away from everyone I know and love and everything. It's just because I was like isolated there
Yeah,
because I didn't know anyone. So I was like, oh,
yeah.
this is really hard, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. In the end, I ended up finishing up at SCC and getting my associates in biology. And I had several options. I could go to Spokane Community College
Mm-hmm.
and get my associates in nursing. And I was like, you know what? That's an option for me. I could go to WSU. And at the time, my dad was living in the Tri Cities for work. So I applied to both Spokane and Tri Cities. And I was like, I could do that. And then I could also do like MSU, Eastern Oregon. I could apply to a bunch of different ones like elsewhere. So what
Yeah.
I did was I did like my first round of applications. I did Spokane Community, WSU for both Tri Cities and Spokane, and then I also did Montana State because I have family in Montana. So I was like, well,
Oh, awesome.
worst comes to worst, I can go there.
Yeah.
And I personally wanted to go to a bachelor's degree providing school just because at some point I do want to be a teacher. I want to get my master's,
Awesome.
and I want to be a clinical instructor, like paired with nursing. Same thing that you do,
Yeah.
same thing that, my cousins do, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. So I'm like, well, if I don't get into WSU, I know SCC will take me. So I'll be happy to go to SCC and we'll just work from there because I know there's plenty of places that will help me get my bachelor's. So this is so funny to me, but I was at work the day I got my emails for acceptance.
Oh.
I was
Oh.
working as a CNA on the orthopedic floor, and I was like, I saw the notification that I got an email from SCC, and I was like, holy crap. Oh my gosh. And so I gathered my coworkers around and I was like, okay, someone look at it.
Here's the moment. I can't do it. Do it for me.
And my coworker Justin was like, oh my God, you got in. And I was like, yes.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my gosh, yay. And I was like, okay, that's SCC. I've got it down. That is something I can do.
Safety net in
Yes.
place, option maybe B
Yes.
or 1B, let's say.
Yeah, exactly. And so later that day, I get an email from WSU, and I'm like, oh my God. And I was like, same thing, gather everyone around.
Hey guys, remember how we did this earlier?
Like, repeat.
I got
Do it
another
again.
email.
And I was like, I can't do it. I can't look again because I'm so ridiculous. And Justin's like, oh my God, you got in. And I was like,
Oh.
I was like bouncing around. All of my patients knew that day that I got into WSU. And I was just so excited because I was like, finally, I have this set path that I can take. And I'm so happy that I'm able to do this because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little lazy. I don't really want to do extra schooling if I don't have to.
Yeah.
So that was my whole thing. But no offense to SCC or Eastern or Gonzaga. All of them are just amazing programs.
Yeah.
I love hearing
Absolutely.
from every student who goes there.
I feel like we live in a very nursing rich, healthcare rich, to be sure. Spokane has always been known for being very healthcare forward, a lot of providers per capita, et cetera, et cetera. And so, a couple of the best heart institutes, both with Multicare and with Providence.
Yes.
And if you ever want to have a heart attack, Spokane's the best place to do it.
It's a good place to have them. Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, so before we go down that road, no. So nursing school. You're in, you're excited, all the things. What did you love most about your tenure at Wazoo and nursing school?
Yeah. I think the thing I loved just the most was my first clinical group. And it's because we had we were that group for the whole semester. We were doing our clinicals, we were doing our health assessment class, we were doing all of our labs together, we were doing everything. And while that was kind of the same for the rest of our semesters, it was broken up differently and more. This first semester, we were a tight-knit group of people. We did virtually everything together. We had study groups. We did almost everything together, and it was awesome. I just loved them so much, and it was so beautiful to watch them grow through nursing school with me. We all grew together, and now we all have jobs, and now we're all graduated, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. And I think the best part of that was I also got to keep my clinical instructor for my health assessment and early classes, and she did my practicum with me.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, that is so cool.
So that was so exciting. Hold on, lawnmower's coming back.
So we'll continue with this, but in case either of us sound a little odd at the moment, we already talked about Julia's being stuffed up and all the things, which again, barely even noticeable. But as you listener may or may not hear in the background, someone where Julia lives decided that now is a great time to mow their lawn. Yeah. Can't say I argue with him. It's 2:35 on a sunny Thursday afternoon. Yeah, so kudos to them. Not great for us. No. But so if you happen to pick up any lawn mowing when Julia's talking, that's it. We'll just, Julia, make sure you talk a little bit louder than you have been, even though you have barely any voice. And if I sound a little weird, this is out of, let's see, golly, I think you're, I don't know, over 180 episodes.
Oh, wow.
I have a new microphone, and I'm so excited because historically, if anybody's ever noticed, it's driven me crazy. No, I'm not even going to mention it because if you haven't noticed, I don't want people to notice when they're listening to previous episodes and they're like, oh my gosh, now that's all I can hear. So I finally was able to afford, like a big boy, a higher quality mic. I've been doing this long enough. We figured, and it's my birthday / Father's Day gift. So we're trying out the new mic. I don't know if I'm going to sound better. I don't know if I'm going to sound worse, or if really we can't tell and I just wasted a bunch of money. But in the meantime, I'm done flapping my gums because I think I stalled long enough for Crazy Lawnmower to go somewhere else.
Yes.
All right, Julia, continue with that. So again, let's take us back to whatever you were talking about with that practicum bit there.
Yeah. So my health instructor for my first semester of school, she was part my clinical instructor, part my health instructor. She was my practicum instructor for the end of my nursing school experience. The very last thing we do in nursing school is practicum. We do it, and then we're done. And it's like we've been nurses our whole lives.
Yeah.
And she was there. And I think one of the most, like, heart-fulfilling experiences was sitting down with her at the end and her saying, it's been such a privilege to watch you grow from a confident young nursing student into a confident young nurse. And I'm like, oh, Megan, thank you. It was so nice hearing that, like, because while I try my best to portray confidence and experience and all that kind of stuff while still, searching for knowledge, I don't always feel confident and I don't always feel good about the things I do, which crazy, right?
What?
What?
You're the only person I've ever talked to in the history of life that has felt that way. That's so strange. You're going to have to tell us how that feels. I'm just kidding. Anyway.
But hearing it from someone who I hold, like, deeply in my heart with lots of importance and to my experience was just nice. It's like, yeah, because my mom and dad will tell me, oh, you're doing great, sweetie, and all that kind of stuff, and my sister will do the same, and I'm like, yeah, okay, but, like, it's...
You're like, you all have to.
Yeah, like, it's different when you're hearing it from someone who's been there and seen it and has watched you grow like that, and it's like, okay.
I think the technical term for all that is validation, right?
Validation.
Like it's and we all need it. We absolutely all need it. And I don't care how long you've been doing this. Like validation still feels good. You know what I mean? If you've got a patient that's like, "Oh my gosh, thank you. You did this and I love, I really appreciate that you whatever." Like I tell people again, like sure, we need money to survive, but that's not why we do it. We do it to better the lives of our patients. And if you get feedback from them, man, like that's just, there's nothing better.
There's nothing better. I've had those moments where our patient's like, wow, you're going to make a really good nurse. And I'm like, that just made my week. It's so much better than anything I will ever hear from anyone in these kinds of situations. Because I'm like, well... I don't know until I know, Yeah.
Well, I think that's a good segue into the next part of this. Now that we're all happy-go-lucky, we're going to dive into the depths. Just kidding. I mean, maybe there's a bit of darkness here. Who knows? I'm excited to find out. But there was a topic you definitely wanted to talk about this near and dear to your heart, or more appropriately, your head. And I'll phrase it because I think it'd be a good answer to this question. But what challenges have you faced in life, whether personal or professionally in nursing school? And how did you kind of work through those issues?
Yeah. So, personal challenges for me, I think, and this was relevant my entire life, but I didn't know what it was until I was older. I was diagnosed with autism when I was 16 years old.
Oh, wow.
And over the last couple years, I've talked to my parents about it, and they're like, yeah, we knew, but we just didn't want to get you diagnosed or anything because we didn't want you to be in the autism classes. And I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. But I was an angry little kid and I struggled a lot with social situations and loud noises, and I struggled a lot with just being personable and adapting to a ton of things. I just struggled, and because of that struggle I was always upset or overwhelmed, or I had trouble regulating myself. And then when I was like 15, 16, I started, getting on the internet and being a teenager and being like, huh, all these people are experiencing the same things that I am, and they're telling me that they got diagnosed with autism. And I'm like, well, I don't want to be that person, but maybe I should go talk to my doctor about, like, the way I'm
I'll
feeling.
just bring it up casually.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
And she was like, yeah, let's sit down and talk. So we had that conversation and we did some testing, and she's like, yeah, I mean, but you're also 16, so this is going to affect your life probably very minimally, but now you know, and now you can do what you want with this information. So as I've become an adult, I have learned to emotionally regulate so much better and understand why I might be feeling the way I'm feeling about certain things. Like, I just get really frustrated easily, or I'll get annoyed easily, or I'll be like, what is going on? Why am I feeling this way? And I realize, oh, it's because it's just my brain. Like, it's not invalid, but it's just, I need to relax, and I need to figure out a way to make sure that what I'm feeling here is not going to affect my patience and my relationships. And that's been a long, hard journey for me. And then when I was 19, I went to my doctor, and they, you know this because we do it in the hospital all the time. They were asking the questions, have you ever thought of killing yourself? Have you ever thought of hurting yourself? Blah, blah, blah. And they were doing like a whole big screening, because I hadn't been to the doctor in a while. And they're like, big screening time. And I was answering some of these questions. I was answering them honestly, because that's what you do when you go to the doctor. You answer your questions honestly. And she was like, let's talk.
Hold on a second here.
What? She's like, yeah, let's talk about some of these answers. So she sat with me and talked to me, and she's like, I think you might have, like, generalized anxiety with major depressive disorder. And I was like, okay, well, what do I do about this? And she's like, first thing we want to do is start therapy. We want to get you going with that. And then later on, we can talk about medications. And in my head, I'm like, therapy, cool. Can do that. Totally down for therapy.
Yeah, no problem. Easy ad.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I can do that. But I grew up in a house where mental health was not, like, addressed at all. And it was kind of pushed to the side. And meds were just completely out of the question. Like, meds made you crazy. That kind of thing. It made you, like, clinically not okay. And I'm like, well, I want to try and stay off meds as long as I can. So I went to therapy, still go to therapy. I think it's great. I think everyone should go to therapy. It's excellent. I feel so much better coming out of a conversation with my therapist, whether I'm in the right or wrong in that conversation, and being like, yeah, I know what to do now. A little bit. And I know how to help myself a little bit more. But that only did so much. My mental health struggles really started, peaking when I started nursing school. Not that,
What? Yeah.
Yeah, because, we're doing, like, 40-hour work weeks with school and clinicals, and then we're trying to make money on top of that because we're all poor, and we just paid for school. So we're like, okay, doing all these things, and I'm like, wow, my mental health is tanking. And it wasn't in the way where, like, recognizable depression sits, where, like, I don't want to be here, I don't want to live, like, noticeable things like that. Mine was so subtle. And what is so insane is it took me taking psych in nursing school to be like, ooh, maybe I have a problem. Maybe I have like a real problem that I haven't been seeing, because we never know with ourselves. We always kind of push it off to the side. A lot of my stuff, and this is like super raw and personal, but a lot of my stuff was, I don't want to get up off the couch. I want to lie here and never move again for like weeks.
Yeah. And
I don't want to brush my teeth or shower or eat any food at all. I want to just lie down and rot and read. I'll read my books. I'll study. I'll go to work. and I'll get,
Yeah.
dressed up for work. Those were like the only things that were motivating me, but like it was just hard. And it was so hard to explain to my family because I'm like, well, I look and sound like crap because I feel like crap, but I don't know why.
Yeah.
And I finally went to my doctor in January and I said, I think I need something
Hmm.
for this. I have
Yeah.
done the therapy, I've done the self help, I've done, the mental health, wellness, all the stuff you see online and in books and everything like that. And it's just not working. I'm
Hmm.
still, like, I don't want to die, but I want to
Yeah.
definitely never move again. And she's
Yeah.
like, yeah, let's get you started. So I started taking Lexapro, 5 milligrams.
Hmm.
Great. And it was working pretty well, but I was like, I still kind of feel this like just underlying thing. So we upped my meds, and I've been on those for a few months now, and I'm just feeling happy. It's so much better because you know
Oh.
what? I also am a super anxious person, and those meds work on anxiety. And that was the first thing that
Wow.
went away. It was my anxiety. I was like, great. Now I'm not that worried about every single thing in my life anymore. I'm worried
Yeah.
still. I'm like, I
Yeah.
still have concern and I still have goals and aspirations and motivations. But now I'm not freaking out about it. I'm like, okay, what do I do to help myself? Those kinds of things. So I think my biggest struggle throughout my entire life has been my mental health. And
Yeah.
now I'm getting it taken care of in a way that is working for me. It took a long time for me to find what works,
Yeah.
but I'm like, wow, this is great. So much better.
I really appreciate you being transparent and opening with that because and being open with that because it is and for you, you know what I mean, like everybody kind of has their own path when it comes to mental health situations and stuff like that. Lexapro, I won't say who, but we'll just say our family, we're no stranger to that medication. And the way this particular doctor described it to this particular family member was like it just brings everything back to and she goes, I don't like using the word neurotypical, but it brings it back down to, you know what I mean, a manageable level
Yeah,
where you go, oh, okay, this is what it feels like to function in life and to go, okay, well, I'm still anxious about this, but it's not crippling anymore. You know
right.
what I mean? I'm still sad
Exactly.
about this situation, but I can still function
But it's
and
not
not want to curl
devastating.
up on the,
Yeah.
yeah, and not curl up on the couch and just live
Yes.
there for weeks.
Yes.
Um, Let me ask you this then. During nursing school,
Yeah.
did like all this is going down, that's got to make things extra challenging on
Yeah.
top of what but were there accommodations? Did you have a counselor there? Like, describe for us if there's somebody listening going, hey, I feel like that might be me, or this definitely is me. What
Mm-hmm.
kind of resources are available to them in their particular university or whatever that they could look at?
Yeah. So for me personally, I didn't need any accommodations for my autism.
Hmm.
I was able, honestly, the way WSU runs is really A plus for autistic people. I don't know what it is, but I was like, this is great. But it worked out really well for me. However, I had a lot of classmates who needed certain accommodations. So what they did was they talked to their teachers. They talked to their teachers, they talked to the accommodation center. Usually, you should have, I know WSU has one, you should have one at your respective college.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the Disabilities and Accommodations Center. They will help you with what you need. They are so good about people who have maybe ADHD and can't be in a room with 50 other people taking a test. You can get your own room to test in, and you can get like certain things to help you with those situations. And if it's extra testing time, they'll allow it. If it's extra, time on your homework or a little bit of extra resources, they are so good about being like, we'll help you because we want
Yeah.
you to succeed. We want you to graduate. We need more nurses. Let's get you out there doing what you can do and let's help you get it figured out. For my depression and anxiety, while I didn't have formal accommodations for that, I would have appointments and I would have, days where I couldn't go in and all that kind of stuff. And I would email my teachers transparently about it, being like, this is what's going on. This is what I am having to do. And they're
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, take time for yourself. be in class when you can, be on Zoom when you can. The way WSU works, we do a lot of like hybrid in classroom Zoom meetings because there's like 4 teachers for 3 campuses, and we like rotate the teachers. So they'll be in Tri-Cities on Zoom with Spokane and Yakima. And so we have Zoom meetings, and they were so good about being like, yeah, just show up on Zoom.
Yeah.
If you can't make it, you can't make it. Do the testing when you can, like do the homework when you can. As long as you are ahead of it and not behind it, they're really great about that kind of stuff. I had a friend who... Sorry, the lawnmower's going again. I had a friend...
Hi, lawnmower! We love you so much. Yeah.
I had a friend who was sick, like 50% of school. Like, she was homebound a lot. And they were so good about getting her the resources that she needed. And she walked with me. Like 2 Fridays ago, she walked on the stage.
Let's go.
We graduated together. We had 2 girls in our class have babies. 2. And both of them graduated, walked across the stage, and were able to have fun and do well with their children. And I was so happy and amazed by how well college was able to accommodate them in those situations. Granted, it is like a working relationship, so you can't just expect the accommodations without communication. I think getting ahead of it, being on top of it, helps more than anything in the world. Like, being transparent and honest, it's your superpower in those situations. It's what's going to give you the advantage to say, I have these issues, I have these things in my life that I need help with. And they're going to be like, thank you for letting us know. We'll work with you on it. And yeah, that's my thing. It's just like being on top of it is really good.
I love it. And I love that it's a 2-way relationship. Like you said, you can't just expect things to either fall in your lap. You have to do your part. You have to advocate. Self-advocacy is huge. But also then you got to put in the work. You know what I mean? Whatever that looks like. And so I love that exists that way. Well, before we close in our traditional manner, Julia, is there anything else we didn't touch on or any other part of that aspect of that conversation that you wanted to make sure you talked about?
I think the one thing I want to get across is don't let it get... I know, the weed whacker in the background.
Now they've got the weed whacker. You know, what's going to be funny, Julia, is if once I edit this, right, and it's pretty good about filtering out background noise, it'll be hilarious if none of this comes across and people are like, okay, you two, whatever. I kind of hope that's the case. But regardless, everyone, if you hear a weed whacker, now they got the weed whacker out. All right, anyway.
Anyways, I think the one thing I want to get across is don't let it snowball. Because, and like, it's okay to need more than what you can give yourself. It's okay to need some outside help, because for the longest time I was like, no, this is a me problem. This is something I can handle on my own. And then I realized, no, I'm not handling it on my own. I've let this get really bad, and I've let this get to a point where I think if I continue on, it's going to be a really bad situation. So admitting early on that you might need more help is okay. There is no issue with feeling overwhelmed and feeling anxious and depressed. Let's get it taken care of before it takes over your life and ruins everything that you've worked so hard to achieve and accomplish.
So well said. Like, I don't even want to, like, we should just end right there. That was amazing. But we're going to end because we still have that, you got to deliver on the promise that I gave early on. You chose 3 very fascinating words for nursing school. What were they again, and why did you pick them?
I chose important because I hear this a lot, and sometimes I was guilty of saying this. It was a lot of, well, why do we need to know this in school?
Yeah. Yep.
Everything is there for a reason. You need everything you need to know. Everything that you need to know, they will teach you in nursing school. You will obviously learn a plethora of information outside of school, and you will learn just like so many things outside of school, but like base knowledge, you need to know everything that has come across your desk in nursing school. And it's important to pay attention
Mm-hmm.
and know these things because these are people's lives. These are people's health. This is your health. This is your safety. It's so important to take everything that you've learned in nursing school and not always like, memorize it, but just think about it, implement
Yeah.
it, use your critical
Yeah.
thinking, use your clinical judgment, all those things. The second word I chose was long. It's so long.
2-year or 4-year, it doesn't matter, y'all. It's long.
Yeah, it's long. You get into nursing school and you're like, when is this gonna end? It was a lot of studying. It was long nights. It was long weekends. You have weeks where you've had like a test, a midterm, a paper, all these things. And you're like, that was the longest week of my entire life. It's long. And everything, like the information is long. Everything you get, packet, ATI, everything like that. It's going to be long and it's going to take time. But you have time.
Yeah.
Because nursing school is long and you have time. Take time to care for yourself, care for your family and your relationships, care for your mind, your knowledge, and just caring for your patients too. I mean, that's, what we all came here to do. And the last word is short. Because now that I'm out of nursing school, I'm like, oh man, ooh, my high. I'm like, oh crap, do I know anything? Am I ready for this? Am I gonna No, you're not. No.
Yeah.
As long as you're safe and everything, you're not going to kill anyone. But I say short because we get all this information and we get all these, clinical hours in. It's 2 to 3, or it's 18 months to 3 long years of just grinding and grueling work. And then you get done and you're like, oh boy, I feel like I've learned nothing. And that was not as long as I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But it's going to be okay. You are going to be surrounded by so many other nurses who were once in the exact same situation that you were, who hopefully are not going to be unkind to you and will be willing to teach you. We've all encountered those nurses who are like, no. But you just gotta search, or you gotta be like me and be really, really annoying and be like, well, you're gonna teach me regardless of what you think.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's my 2 cents on that.
I love it. Long and short, right? Oh, man. Okay, so Julia, you have one piece of advice that you want someone to carry with them the rest of their lives. What is that one piece of advice?
Keep your why. Keep your reason. I heard this a lot towards the end of school. You know why you went to nursing school, and you know why you want to care for human beings and people. Keep it, because that's what keeps you from turning into the eat your young nurse. That is what keeps you happy. It's what keeps you wanting to go back to work for more, even on the worst days. That's what keeps you from hating what you've become.
And we need that reminder.
Yeah.
We need that reminder. I don't care if you've been in the business 1 year, you've been in the business 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
We need the reminder why we're doing what we're doing. Like you said, on those worst shifts.
Yes.
That you imagine the worst and then it's worse than that. You're like,
it's
what did I get myself into?
Yeah. It's the worst day of your life, and then you go home and your cat shot on the floor. Like, it's like the worst day ever, and you're like, why am I doing this? And you sit down and you can think, I'm doing this for whatever reasons for myself. It's because I love people and I want to care for people and I want them to feel good.
Yeah. Julia, I can't thank you enough. You are one of the most incredible human beings, and I am so honored to know you. I wish you the best of luck on your NCLEX. You're going to kick that thing's,
Yeah.
And I'm so excited for your future, my friend.
Thank you so much, Eric. Thank you for having me on. This was such a great opportunity.
Awesome. We'll touch base with you in a couple of years, assuming this thing's still running.
Yeah.
And see how life is going.
Exactly.
All right. Take care, Julia.
Thanks so much.
Here's what's happening on the next episode of Feeding Our Young.
But it's very important to be aware and in touch with the audience, so if you get up on stage and you say a joke and it doesn't land, you've got to figure out, well, what's the psychology of this audience? How do I get them how do I draw them into my set? How do I get the laughter? And sometimes you don't, sometimes you don't. Yeah. Sometimes you get a crowd that's just like, why did you come to a comedy club kind of thing, right? Most times it goes pretty well. Most times, you figure things out. And that's, I think, what I would say to nursing students is that you have to figure it out. Mm-hmm. And you have to be able to pivot. And I think that's just as important in nursing as it is in comedy. So if I get up on stage and I'm doing jokes and I'm losing the audience, I've got to figure out how to pivot to get them back into my material. And I think when you're taking care of patients, it's the same thing. You could be, getting ready to turn down your patient for the night. You get them settled in, you walk out of the room, and all of a sudden your monitors start going crazy, right? Mm-hmm. Like, what happened? You know? And so you've got to be able to figure out how to pivot quickly in those moments to make sure your patient's safe. And it's kind of the same in comedy.
Did you like today's episode of Feeding Our Young? Want to know more about the Feeding Our Young movement? Check out our website at feedingouryoung.org. Would you like to be featured on a future episode? Maybe have Eric bring his unique brand of encouragement to your nursing students or nurses? Please text us at 509-666-5636 or email us at info@feedingouryoung.org. We're so excited to have you return to hear our next honored guest. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Feeding Our Young LLC. Again, that's username Feeding Our Young LLC. Until next time, be encouraged and go find someone to encourage today.